Hi, this is Marnell Sample bringing you another vocal tip. In today's vocal tip, we will be covering an often overlooked source of throat and neck tension for singers, and that is a locked solar plexus. Okay, so what exactly is the solar plexus? The solar plexus is the area that's midway between the bottom of your sternum. So if you feel the breastbone here, the sternum, feel the bottom of it where it ends, and your belly button, this area midway between here, that is your solar plexus. If you take two fingers like this and press in your solar plexus area, you should feel pretty soft and supple. When you breathe in, it expands a little bit, about a half inch to an inch. So try taking a few breaths right now while pushing your fingers into your solar plexus a little bit, like actually about pushing to about maybe a half an inch. And you should feel it expand outwards against your hand and then come back in. Now, I want you to try this. Pretend like you're getting ready to brace for a punch into your solar plexus, like this. And then your abs there are going to get really tense. And then I want you to hold that really peak tension as much as you can for about 20 seconds. And pay attention to how it feels in your throat and in your neck muscles as you're doing that. And even try to talk while holding that tension. And pay attention to your speaking voice. I'll demonstrate for you. So this is me keeping my upper abdominals, my solar plexus, really tight, as rigid as I can get them. Do you hear how I sound strained in my voice right now? That's a locked solar plexus, when these muscles in here get really rigid and tense. That is one way you can get a lot of throat tension and neck tension when you're singing. There's something else that can also happen with the solar plexus. I know many of you have been taught for breathing and singing for the diaphragm that you should push out your stomach as you're breathing in and make it look as though you're pregnant. Well, I want you to try that now. Take your fingers, put them on your solar plexus, and try pushing out as hard as you can. And keep pushing it out and hold that for about 20 seconds and pay attention to how that feels in your neck and in your throat. And try talking while pushing out as hard as you can. I'll demonstrate for you. Okay, now I'm pushing out my solar plexus as hard as I can get it, trying to make myself look like I'm pregnant. And do you hear the difference in my voice now? It's once again strained. That is not the correct way to breathe and sing from the diaphragm. While your stomach and solar plexus area will move outwards a little bit, like I said, only about a half inch to an inch, when you're breathing correctly, more of the expansion is supposed to be happening in your sides and in your back. If you're not familiar with that, then be sure to check out my video on how to sing from the diaphragm. I will leave a link for it underneath the description section. What you want to make sure of when you're actually singing is that this solar plexus region here, it will get firm, but it should still have some give to it. So it's kind of like this. I have a little tool here to help us out. It's kind of like this balloon that's been blown up. The material of the balloon, as you can see, is pretty rigid. It's pretty taut. However, it's not rock hard because if I press into it, it still has some give to it. It'll bounce back to the original position, but it's still some give. That's exactly what your solar plexus should feel like when you're singing correctly. If you're holding out a note or singing a phrase like, ah, there should be a little bit of suppleness here, a little bit of give. And if you're doing it correctly, you will hear a little waver in your voice every time you push in to your solar plexus. Listen to me as I do it. Ah, can you hear the little waver? If I'm holding rigid and tight here, I won't get that waver and it'll sound more strained. I'll demonstrate. Ah, you see, it just sounds like this. That's no good. So the next time you're singing, be it a song or just even vocal exercises, and you find you're straining in your throat or straining in your neck muscles, check in with 2 fingers like this to your solar plexus to make sure there's still some looseness here. Once you reestablish that looseness, your throat should open up right away and the tension should release. If you found this tip helpful, be sure to like it and also share it on Facebook, Twitter, your blog, whatever it is that you use, so that others can also benefit from this information. Thanks for watching.